Hi everyone, in October's videos I'm going to do another behind the scenes series. So this video I'm going to talk about what I do with my 3.5 and almost 6-year-old. So I call this like pre-K kindergarten. It's kind of like an early childhood learning time. The main focus with this is to make it fun and make it short and concise. These little ones do not have a long attention span. They are easily distracted. So the more quickly that you can move through things, the better. Is pretty bare minimum because they're just learning like all of the simple things like letters and numbers and all that. So I'm just going to show you some of the things that I do with mine, and I have both of them at the same time. Sometimes my 3.5-year-old kind of goes off and does her own thing. She just likes to pretend she's doing school just because she likes to be like her sister. So the first thing we usually start with are letters, and I got these flashcards. I think they were from the Dollar Tree, I can't remember, but it has letter and then an animal. And then they even have blends, so like TH and examples for that. So these are really cool, and they're only $1.25 I guess now. So it's not terrible if my 3.5-year-old destroys them. You can also go on YouTube. I love the Good and the Beautiful's curriculum, and they have a whole channel. The Good and the Beautiful channel on YouTube has lots of great videos. There's little like sing-along songs and things. They have a little snippet of each letter, so you can, if you're working on the alphabet and letters, you can do that. I really like their vowel song. My girls sing that all the time. I don't have them yet, but I am gonna get some magnetic letters to put like on a magnet board, just to work on letters and recognizing them and their sounds. And then my almost 6-year-old went through a period where she was almost nonverbal, so we learned a lot of sign language, and someone had given me this little kit. It has cards and things and books and songs that you can sing along with for sign language, so ASL. And I like it because there are pictures with the cards, so it shows you what it is, and then it shows you the sign. It is a little confusing sometimes when there's a lot of motion, so sometimes we do have to look them up. But there are a bunch of cards in here with words that a young child might want to know, like shoes and rain and bear and eat. We learned lots of food related words when she was younger because that's just where we were. So that's fun to incorporate that in. Sometimes I'll just grab a card randomly and we'll learn how to do a sign language hand motion. The next thing we focus on is numbers. So I have cards again. Don't know where these came from. They were probably hand-me-downs. You can totally make your own flashcards, or you can check out your local Dollar Tree. I'm sure they're on Amazon, just to have that number recognition. I'm sure there are also tons of resources online that you can purchase. So just having the flashcards is really easy for them to recognize their numbers. You can practice counting anything. They can practice counting their toys. You can line up cotton balls. Sometimes we use buttons, blocks. Maybe you're reading a book to them and there's birds flying in the sky. You can have them practice counting the birds. There's lots of opportunities to have them practice counting and learn how to track what they're counting. So those are really great skills to teach them. We also talk about colors and shapes. I do have Dollar Tree flashcards somewhere. I couldn't find them before I did this video that have, I think they're maybe they were hand-me-downs. They're Minnie Mouse or Mickey Mouse, and they have like a shape, and it has the color and the shape name, so you can work on both of those. I do have a printout that I again inherited somehow that just has different shapes that are different colors. So with my almost 6-year-old, we practice saying sentences, and I hold up like a digit for each word. So this is a red square, and then she can track it also, so she makes sure that she's saying all of the words. You can also grab a clipboard and have a scavenger hunt outside, look for certain colors, look for certain shapes. I know there are a bunch of coloring sheets that you can find online that give specific directions, like color the trees green, color the bear brown, or you can find a coloring sheet and just give them that verbal direction, so they're practicing following a specific direction. You can also give them sequencing directions, so that's something I'm working on with my almost 6-year-old now. Do this first and then this. So color the girl's shirt first and then her shoes. So that way you're giving her an order, but she gets to choose the color. We also practice cutting, another important skill to have. There are tons of different books that you can get. This one's from Amazon. It's pretty basic. They start with like lines. I know that Melissa and Doug have a book. I have another book. I can't remember what the brand is, but anything that they are practicing working on moving their scissors. So it starts with the lines and then it gets kind of more intense, round. So it's nice to have that progression and not just boom, you're cutting this. The lines are very helpful for them to learn that gross motor activity and how to turn the paper or turn their scissors to stay on the line. So that's something that we work on as well. Again, Amazon. You could create your own lines. Just grab a piece of paper with a Sharpie and draw them in. That's totally fine too. Then we do work on writing. I had seen this idea from someone. This is from the Dollar Tree, this little, I forget what they're even called, but you write on them and then you can erase it. And they took a permanent marker and did like the little lines so that you can practice writing your letters on here. And then you just erase it and start over. So that's a fun little neat and small thing that can go on the go to practice writing letters. The Dollar Tree also at one point, many, many years ago, had these little cards that were already on the sentence strips, and they even had them labeled, which was amazing, by what they were. So this one is Sight Words Preschool, and I think they went all the way up to like 1st or 2nd grade. So it has all the words. So I just practice a few at a time and they're already done. I love it. I can just grab them and go. And then I think I got this book from Amazon. I'm not really sure. Just a manuscript book. So it has the lines like this for them to practice writing. And I will take a highlighter and write her name and then just have her trace it with a pencil. Side note, I do love these pencils. I can never remember how to say it. Ticonderoga, I think is how you say it. And they have like the bigger size for younger kids to grasp it a little bit easier. So those we love. Along with that same writing, The Good and the Beautiful does have a pre-writing doodle book, which is super cute. And it just has different lines for them to trace. So they practice that control of the pencil. This one's from Sam's Club. I don't know if they still carry it, but that's where we got this one a few years ago. And this one is the same thing, only this one is reusable, so that's awesome. They trace that. And then another thing we got from Amazon that is awesome is this little calendar activity that I do with them. It's just a little tactile thing. You can go through the weather and the days of the week. We can sing the days of the week song and the date and the clock. So those are just some ideas that I have that I go through with them. I hope that gave you some value and maybe some tips of your own. If I missed something, drop it in the comments. I do have these ABC sheets that I created to do with them. I will also drop that link in the comments.